Rock Metal Podcast, Episode 9 with Aonia. So I am recording, guys. You are ready. I'm ready. We're all ready.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Rock Metal Nation, I've got on the line today Aonia, a mythic metal band from the UK, and I am super stoked to have them on. Today I'm joined by members of Aonia, Mel and Tim. Mel and Tim, welcome to the show.
Hi there.
Hello.
Boom. Why don't you guys tell Rock Metal Nation a bit about yourselves? What inspired you guys to get into music?
Oh, Matt, well, I'm the oldest, so it's Tim here. I'll go first. Basically, playing a piano. Nobody could get me off the damn thing. I'd play it day and night. I'd play the backs of bus seats. I'd play windowsills. I'd play everything. Played it since I was 8, and I still play it. It's the most beautiful instrument, and I'll never stop playing it. So that got me into music. What got me into metal was Iron Maiden. Pure and simple.
Wow. All right, then.
For me, I played piano when I was younger and then changed to singing when I got older. And when I moved to England to make some friends, I joined a local operatic society. And through that, started developing my voice and working with a vocal coach through that. And as for metal, when I was in high school, my best friend made me a mixtape, and it had a load of Metallica and other metal bands on it. And that was the moment that I was kind of like, wow, I absolutely love this style of music, this genre.
Absolutely. I'm curious, with Tim, with Iron Maiden, they don't have keyboards, right?
Oh, no, that's right. That's why I like them. You can carry guitars around with you. Pianos are way too heavy.
So I'm guessing...
That's just the image, just the type of the music. That it was heavy, it was fast. It was more punk than it was metal, really, the early Iron Maiden stuff, and it was just perfect. It was brilliant music.
Absolutely. All right, fantastic. What brought you guys together? Like, what's the story behind the formation of Aonia as we see it today?
Oh my God, how long have you got? Back in 2007, I was singing karaoke at a friend's birthday party, and the guy who was running the karaoke said, "Oh, I know this band that's looking for a vocalist that can sing like you." I was singing "Bring Me to Life" by Evanescence. And so that's how I met my old band, Cathexis, and that was kind of like the phoenix that then died, and Aonia rose from the ashes. So Tony and I restarted Aonia in 2010, along with James, who's our current guitarist, and we've had probably about as many members as Iron Maiden, haven't we?
Well, yeah.
And the lineup solidified around June time of 2013, when Tim joined us on keyboards, and my good friend Joe joined us as a permanent member on vocals.
All right, then. So singing Evanescence, I'm guessing it was like
Pardon?
Singing Evanescence, I'm guessing it was like a karaoke thing or like a cover band, or...
No, yeah, it was a karaoke night.
Bam. Singing that Evanescence, taking us all way back to those days in 2007 when Amy Lee made it cool to be a chick and sing metal, as if that didn't exist before, but she somehow had that power, at least in North America.
Hey, I remember Joan Jett, okay?
Yeah, exactly. I remember back in the days when I used to be in bands with female singers who were like, well, like, who do you sound like? And I'd have to be like, Evanescence, and then they'd be like, oh, okay. You know, but at least in Europe they have female metal voices festivals and things like that, right? So it's a bit different of a landscape. So yeah, going back to 2007, founded in 2010, and then basically looking at June 2013 with a few more members coming in. So that's exciting. What inspired the name Aonia?
Well, it started when we were still Cathexis, because there was another band called Cathexis from the States that got signed that also did sort of hard rock and metal. So our drummer had a book of cool words, and he got as far as B when he was shortlisting. And we picked Aonia because it means where the muses dwell. Okay. And we just thought that image was really lovely. So we've stuck with stuck with Aonia ever since.
All right, then. Yeah. A book of cool words didn't get past the letter B. Speaking of the Muses Duel, and where they all gather and I'm guessing just sip tea and create more things, when you guys get together to write songs, what's that process like?
Oh man, it can be complicated with 7 guys in a band. To be frankly honest, you've got ideas coming in left, right, and centre. It'll normally be somebody will have an idea for a song, and we'll bounce the idea around. We'll jam it. We'll riff it. We'll each come and see if we can get something to go to it, and then we'll go away and put our own parts to it. Come back to it, realise it sounds completely crap, and start again. But no, basically, somebody will have an idea of a riff or a song, or we might have some words, and we'll just jam the song together in the band practice, and the song will emerge from that. It's quite a fluid thing. It's very rare that we turn up with somebody who's got a completely written song, and from start to finish, that's how it is. Occasionally that happens, and you go along with it, but most of the time it's just done from jams and from playing together. Yeah,
I mean, Tim, I'm guessing with that many people, it's just such a furtive environment so that you can easily just start jamming on something and see what comes out of it. And with that many creative minds, speaking of where all the Muses dwell, with that many creative minds, it just starts to pour out of it.
Absolutely, and the beautiful part is that, I mean, if you use the Evanescence thing as an example, you're right. Whenever you have a female-fronted band, you've always got to be Evanescence or Nightwish. You're always pigeonholed into a certain slot. Well, we've got such a huge wide range of influences in the band that when we actually write the music, you can't pigeonhole it. You go and see a female-fronted metal night at a venue or something, or one of the festivals, you put Aonia on there, and suddenly it's like a ray of light with all the other bands all doing the operatic or the female-fronted stuff, and all our stuff is slightly different. It's always got an edge to it. You listen to Sunchase, the EP, and all 5 tracks are totally different tracks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, completely agree with you, Tim, on that one, which is definitely refreshing.
It is. It's lovely. It's a nice way to work.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's go ahead and listen to the first track, speaking of songs, Reflection. right, coming back from Reflections, what is the story behind Reflections? Either lyrically, Mel, or, I mean, just musically, Tim? Either way, what's the story behind Reflections?
Very much the way we did it. The first part that came in with Reflections was the guitar riff, the opening riff. And me, the Carrot, the guitarist, and Slick, who wrote the riff, we were jamming it around at his house, and it progressed from there. We wanted to go through to a chorus, we needed a bridge. When we got the vocals put down to it, that's when we made minor adjustments. But it was the riff, and then I think Slick had the ending as well in his mind, what he wanted to do, and then it was just linking everything together and making it work sense with the vocals themselves.
Fantastic. Mel, any points on like story or anything like that with Reflections?
It was Tony, actually, who wrote the lyrics for Reflections. He's a really good lyricist. It's all about sort of like reflecting back on your life and bad things that have happened to you in the past and that sort of thing. And then finally, because the as the song progresses, it becomes lighter and more melodic as it goes on. It's a lot less heavy. It's a lot less angry in the second half. So it's about sort of that forgiveness and letting go and making your life better from there on out.
And I love whenever bands are able to, this is what I'm looking for, marry, I guess, the lyrics and the music together so that, for example, in reflecting on your life and looking back and having moments of forgiveness, music itself progresses in that same way and becomes lighter and a lot less angry to take the listener on that journey, not just lyrically, but also musically as well.
Yeah, I've always considered that very important. So, I mean, we do work both ways. We have songs which we've written to the words, and we've got songs where the words have been written to the music. But both ways, they have to reflect each other. So when you get the words to the music, you still have to twist the music so that it suits the words. And equally, when you're writing to the words, you make sure that the music envelops the words, and so that they're both linked together. It's pointless having a slow ballad about somebody being murdered. You know, it just doesn't work. Well, it could do, but, you know.
If you're Bertolt Brecht, it works.
Boom. All right, let's go ahead and listen to the second track, Nightmare. Okay, what was the inspiration behind Nightmares?
Iron Maiden, I think. No, that is the very sort of last Cathexis song that's hanging over into the current version of Aonia, and it was the very first set of lyrics I ever wrote. Actually, Nightmare. And I wanted to do something a bit different because lots and lots and lots of bands do songs called Nightmare or about nightmares. So I decided to kind of take that and turn it on its head, and also lots of songs about the Sandman. So I did it about sort of the Sandman's evil twin sisters who bring you nightmares instead of dreams. I just wanted to give it sort of something a little bit different lyrically.
Look at me, I like Twin Sisters. The rest of it, the song was already written, basically, when I came in, so I just had to put keyboards to the song, which was a finished song, pretty much. I think we altered some little bits for the solo parts, but apart from that, no, the song was already there. Song.
Yeah, from what Mel was saying, it sounds like it was pretty much already done, minus anything that some new members could add. And very first set of lyrics ever written, and then to take the concept of the nightmare or the Sandman and turn it on its head. Sandman's evil twin sisters who bring you nightmares instead of dreams. As you were saying, like a lot of metal bands write about nightmares. I was just thinking of all the. In order to be a metal band, you must write about betrayal. You must have a song called Betrayal. You must write about shadows. Shadows must be in there somewhere. It's just like.
Oh God, our first EP was called City of Shadows.
It's like it has to be in there somewhere. So whenever I'm like interviewing a band and they have a song called Betrayal, like I do a little dance. I just have to. I'm like it's one of those things. But that's awesome. What exciting news does Aonia have coming up right now, or in the next couple of months, maybe?
Well, we are playing SOS Fest, which is one of the best metal festivals in England. It's a big sort of 3-day festival up in Manchester, and that is on the 15th to the 17th of July, which is really exciting.
People keep complaining that we only ever release EPs, so we are writing songs for an album. I think we're up to about 11 tracks, so we should hopefully start recording that anytime soon. It won't be a quick project because we're going to make damn sure it's recorded properly, but we are going to be releasing an album in the next few months, hopefully.
All right. Writing songs for an album. We got 11 songs so far. Is there goal? Is there like a goal? How many songs you guys are planning to have?
Oh, well, no, we keep writing, but you could look at the album from a time point of view or from a tracks point of view. I mean, to be fair, from a time point of view, we could probably stick to about 6 or 7 songs and still have enough for the album, but it's the number of songs as well. It doesn't feel right unless there's about 10 or 11 tracks. That's just what we decided, and so that's what we're aiming for.
Fantastic. All right, guys. How can Rock Metal Nation find out more about you guys and your work?
Come and see us live. I did, yes, okay, it might be a bit awkward. Get us some gigs in the States. We'd love to come over.
Canada.
Oh, sorry. Get us some gigs in Canada, then. And not the States. You want a big wall between Canada and the States, yes.
I like where you're going with this. It started off with hey, and then it went into hey. So it's good. Now
then, Facebook, website. Facebook's by far the best. That gets updated. Twitter as well. Mel?
Yeah, Aonia_band on Twitter. And we've got a website, www.aonia.co.uk, where you can find out more about the individual members as well, because we've all got our bios on there.
Fantastic. All right, so Rock Metal Nation, obviously, if you have your favorite social media channel, it sounds like Aonia has taken over the social media network, so go pop on Facebook or Twitter, and also as well, you can head over to aonia.co.uk. You can find out more information about each individual member. And guys, unless there's anything else you want to throw out there for Rock Metal Nation, just wanted to thank you for coming on and sharing your creativity with Rock Metal Nation.
John, it's been a pleasure. You're wonderful, and the only thing we can say is keep it live and keep it loud.
Boom. Thank you.
Rock on, John. Thanks for having us on the show.
Absolutely. Rock Metal Nation, what is up? Hope you enjoyed that amazing episode with Aonia. If you want to check out any of the links or any of the other information that Aonia mentioned in the episode that maybe you didn't get a chance to jot down, head over to www.therockmetalpodcast.ca, and there you'll see all of the show notes relevant to this episode.